Welcome to Ultramax Technologies. Exploitation and Post-Exploitation. Exploitation and Post-Exploitation. In this chapter, we explore how ethical hackers safely leverage discovered vulnerabilities to test real-world impact. You'll learn controlled exploitation techniques, how to gather proof, and the ethical practices to follow. By the end, you'll understand how to demonstrate risks responsibly and prepare organizations for real attacks, all without causing damage. Learning objectives. By the end of this chapter, you should be able to identify safe exploitation methods, perform controlled attacks in a lab environment, gather proof of concept without damaging systems, document findings for stakeholders, and understand post-exploitation tasks including privilege escalation and maintaining access for testing purposes, all while following strict ethical guidelines. Exploitation overview. Exploitation is the step where discovered vulnerabilities are tested to confirm their real-world impact. Ethical hackers use controlled techniques, simulate attacks, and avoid destructive methods. The goal is to demonstrate risk without harming systems. Exploitation validates assessment findings and helps organizations understand exactly what could happen if attackers exploited their systems. Exploitation principles. Key principles include: only exploit what is in scope, use non-destructive techniques first, always have backups or lab simulations, and document everything. Never leave backdoors or persist after testing. Ethical exploitation is about proving impact responsibly. Think of it as showing the door is unlocked, without breaking anything inside. Tools for exploitation. Popular tools include Metasploit for automated exploitation, manual scripting for web or network vulnerabilities, and sandbox environments for testing potentially destructive exploits. Remember, tools speed up work but must be used cautiously. The key is to verify results manually and always respect the boundaries of authorization. Gathering evidence. Evidence collection is critical. Capture screenshots, logs, timestamps, and commands used during exploitation. Proof is necessary to show risk and to include in reports. Never modify production data. Evidence should be clear, reproducible, and safe, allowing organizations to understand the issue and remediate it effectively. Post-exploitation tasks. Post-exploitation involves privilege escalation, lateral movement in labs, and mapping further risks, but always in controlled environments. This phase shows the potential scope an attacker might achieve. Ethical hackers do not exfiltrate real data, they simulate impact to guide defenders on how to strengthen systems. Documentation and reporting. After exploitation, prepare a detailed report, list exploited vulnerabilities, steps taken, evidence, and risk impact. Include remediation recommendations. Clear reporting helps stakeholders understand threats and act promptly. Good documentation transforms technical tests into actionable security insights. Ethical and legal considerations. Always maintain authorization, never test outside scope, and avoid unnecessary disruption. Exploitation is a powerful phase, and ethical hackers must balance proof of risk with safety. Remember, unauthorized exploitation is illegal and can cause irreversible harm. You've now seen how ethical hackers prove vulnerabilities responsibly. The next step is practice. Build a safe lab using virtual machines like Kali Linux and Metasploitable. Recreate common exploit scenarios, capture proof, and then patch them. Learning by doing transforms theory into skill. Always document every test, keep your evidence organized, and remember, responsibility separates professionals from attackers. Building a lab environment. To practice exploitation safely, create a controlled lab. Use software like VirtualBox or VMware to run isolated systems. Install vulnerable targets such as DVWA or Metasploitable 2. Disconnect from the internet to prevent accidents. This environment lets you explore real exploits without risk. Ethical hacking begins with safe experimentation. Mastering your lab means you can test boldly but safely. Privilege escalation concepts. Privilege escalation means gaining higher-level permissions after initial access. Ethical hackers test this to reveal hidden dangers if an attacker gained a foothold. Techniques include misconfigured services, weak passwords, or kernel exploits. Always perform these steps in labs, never on live systems. The goal is to show defenders how attackers move deeper, not to cause harm. Maintaining access, ethically. Sometimes testers simulate maintaining access to study persistence techniques. This could include creating temporary accounts or tokens in a lab. Real systems should never be modified this way outside scope. Persistence testing helps organizations understand long-term threats, but once documented, all changes must be reversed immediately. Ethical testing always ends with full cleanup. Covering tracks versus logging lessons. Malicious hackers cover tracks to stay hidden. Ethical hackers do the opposite. We keep detailed logs of every action for transparency. Document commands, timestamps, and system responses. Good logging builds credibility and allows results to be verified later. In real engagements, clear logs protect both you and the client, proving the test was authorized and controlled. Real-world exploit examples. Common real-world exploits include SQL injection in web apps, buffer overflows in outdated software, and misconfigured network services. Demonstrating one of these safely helps stakeholders see why patching matters. Always show impact without causing damage. Display the proof, not the destruction. Real security progress happens when proof drives action, not panic. Reporting impact effectively. Executives don't need command outputs, they need clarity. Translate technical findings into business language: what data could be lost, what downtime could cost, and how to fix it. Effective communication turns your report into a security roadmap. Remember, an ethical hacker's real goal is change, not just discovery. Defensive countermeasures. Every exploit teaches a defense. Patch vulnerable software, enforce least privilege policies, harden configurations, and monitor for suspicious behavior. Use the results of ethical testing to improve detection systems and security awareness. The best hackers think like attackers but act like defenders. Each test should end with stronger protection than before. Continuous learning and certifications. Exploitation skills evolve fast. Stay updated through continuous learning and reputable certifications like CEH, OSCP, or CompTIA Security Plus. Follow cybersecurity news, participate in Capture the Flag challenges, and join ethical hacking communities. The more you learn, the better you protect others, and the more valuable you become in the cybersecurity field. Professional ethics and mindset. Ethical hacking is built on trust. Always seek permission, respect privacy, and act with integrity. Refuse jobs that demand illegal testing. Remember, your reputation is your license. Professionals who combine skill with honesty become the most respected voices in cybersecurity. Stay humble, stay curious, and keep learning. Congratulations on completing Chapter 5, Exploitation and Post-Exploitation. You've learned how to demonstrate risk safely and turn findings into solutions. Now, build your own practice lab, document every session, and prepare for the next chapter, reporting and remediation. Subscribe or follow for hands-on labs and more cybersecurity lessons. Remember, true ethical hackers don't just find weaknesses, they help the world fix them.